All right, guys, welcome to the show. Today, we have a fun one. It is a very, very fun one. So the war between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis has now massively heated up, and it's getting good. It's getting yummy. So we'll talk about that. I'm going to lead with that in just a second. And then a little bit later on, we got a civil war going on the Democratic side. Nancy Pelosi is calling Ro Khanna a vicious sexist. Find out why. And then we'll also have Marianne Williamson apparently is the queen of TikTok. To the extent she's taking off, she's doing it among young people on TikTok, and you'll love to see it. So we'll talk about that and much more. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it here. So the war between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis is getting ugly, and I love it. So we have the Trump team released an Anti-DeSantis ad, and the first time I saw this, my jaw was on the ground. I mean, even for Donald Trump, this is next level stuff. So there was a story that came out a few weeks back, some of you might remember it, that Ron DeSantis apparently ate pudding with 2 fingers. Super weird. And, you know, I mean, I don't know how much it matters, but it certainly took off as like a viral news story in political junkie circles. Well, now Trump is using that to attack him, but there's a twist. It's not just the pudding fingers thing, because obviously that's, you know, sort of an impotent political attack. Like, okay, it's weird, but who really cares? But look, there's no other word for this. Look at how masterful this is. How he manages to take a real issue and tie it in with pudding fingers. Watch.
Ron DeSantis loves sticking his fingers where they don't belong. And we're not just talking about pudding. DeSantis has his dirty fingers all over senior entitlements, like cutting Medicare, slashing Social Security, even raising our retirement age. Tell Ron DeSantis to keep his pudding fingers off our money. Oh, and somebody get this man a spoon.
Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
You know what, bro? End the primary. Just wrap it up. It's over. He's one of a kind, man. He's one of a kind. Look, the pudding fingers thing is just funny, but like, what can you really do with it? Well, he found something to do with it. He linked it into like, this guy wants to cut your Social Security. This guy wants to cut your Medicare. This guy wants to raise the retirement age. And here's what Trump understands that other Republicans don't. To the extent that policy issues matter at all in a Republican primary, something that the overwhelming majority of Americans seem to agree on, like 80%, 90%, is they like Medicare and they like Social Security. Why? Because it's a lifeline for people as they get older, and so many people are reliant on it. And so this is something that works in a Democratic primary. It works in a Republican primary. And Trump is just hammering DeSantis over and over and over and over. He wants to ruin your grandma's life. He wants to ruin grandpa's life. And oh yeah, by the way, super weird, he ate pudding with his fingers. There was a tweet that went viral when the story first broke about DeSantis and the pudding, and I was laughing endlessly at it because it was like doing a mock debate between Trump and DeSantis, where Trump is like, Ron, I saw you backstage. Don't lie. You're eating the pudding with 2 fingers like a boy. It was disgusting, Ron. It was disgusting. Pudding Ron. That's what we call him. We call him Pudding Ron, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he is. I can't believe he found a way to take this. I mean, this is like, honestly, if shitposting lefties on Twitter did an ad for Trump to attack Ron DeSantis. That's what this is. This is the greatest ad I've ever seen in my life. Now, so I saw some reaction from the DeSantis people. And okay, so here you go. I mean, I don't know if this guy's a DeSantis guy, to be fair, but it says, this ad is horrible. Doesn't help Trump's case at all. Embarrassing ad, really. Trump getting terrible advice. This won't stick. And so you got a mix here. You got lefties. I like this one. You got lefties chiming in. You probably have, I like this one. Load size, small, medium, large. I have no doubt that that's like a lefty online. But anyway, you got all sorts of people chiming in. But to the extent that there were any responses from the DeSantis people, it was very pearl clutchy. It was very, oh, this is beneath you, good sir. And it's like, that's a pearl clutching. It's not going to work, bro. It's not going to work. Because I hate to make this parallel, but it's true. This is the exact sort of stuff you saw when Trump was hitting low energy Jeb. You know, his people were like, oh, these attacks are beneath the presidential campaign, good sir. And it ain't going to cut it, dog. It ain't going to cut it. It's not going to do the trick. So that's how you know it was a good ad. That's how you know it's working. Now, admittedly, look, this is more for, I feel like this is more of a political junkie, super online kind of ad. Like, I don't know if he's going to be running this in swing states leading into the election, or I wouldn't even say swing states, for any states for the primary season. But it's something that is hilarious, and I enjoy it very much. I mean, he's no holds barred, man. Trump is just no holds barred. And DeSantis, there was a time when he tapped into that right-wing base and struck a nerve. But it's waning. I mean, we talked about the other day in our segment, is Ron DeSantis collapsing? You could just see it in the numbers. There was one new poll that came out, Trump at 60% in the primary. Now, look, I attribute that much more to the indictment, where, so now you have the right circling the wagons. It's right back to the trigger the libs mentality. Hey, the guys we don't like are going after the guy we kind of like, so now we really like this guy. I think that's the biggest dynamic behind it. But you got to keep it real, man. He's spitting fire here. This is fire. So I don't know. I don't know what'll happen with the second indictment, third indictment, fourth indictment. If there's some convictions, you know, you have to think there is going to be at some point a peak Trump, because 60% in a primary with like 5 people running is preposterous. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to get to this in just a second too, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. We have so this is an ad that the Trump team ran against DeSantis, right? You're going to see a DeSantis ad against Trump, and we'll grade that as well. But for now, we'll wrap it up with Pudding Ron. Pudding Ron. If he calls him Pudding Ron on stage, that'll be the greatest day of my life. That'll be the greatest day of my life. So if you thought it was going to get vicious, oh, you have no idea. It's going to get way more vicious than you ever imagined between these two. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.